Hi, I'm Nichelle from Passionate CNA Home Care Service LLC. Today I am going to show you how to put together a new client packet. With that client packet, you need to have a binder. This goes in the office and it can be like just a little thing because I do keep my timesheets separate. So in that, you would have the chart organizer, which lets you know everything that you'll find in this chart. So I don't have anything in here yet because I'm going to put it together. So I'm going to just go through the things on the list that I have here. And there is a tab for each one of these. So the first thing you need to do is have a client face sheet. And that just lets you, gives the basic information about the client, like their name, their address, their date of birth, what services they're getting. And in the admission, which is a new tab, you would put the RN's initial assessment. You could have the assessment from Liberty or the state, whichever, or the personal provider that is providing the insurance, like an insurance company, like Partners or something like that. You can put that information in there. Then you will go into your admissions intake form. And on the admission intake form, it just gives basic information. I'm not going to show the client's name or nothing, but it just gives basic information like the client's name, the phone number, the address, their date of birth, the specific services that they get, their diagnosis code, the type of services, and whatever the pay source is. So the next thing would be the release of information. You need that signed because a lot of times doctors' offices want to have like monitor their blood pressure, monitor their blood sugars. In order to send that information, we have to have a release of information. And just also in case a family member is calling to get information about that particular client, you need to make sure that you have a release of information. And the next thing is the HIPAA policy. HIPAA is so very important. It's so very important to make sure that you, your aides, anyone in your office understands that HIPAA is a real thing. It's not just something that we as companies say. It is a real thing. You can be sued for a HIPAA violation. The fee chart, that just lets them know the fees for the services that they are getting. It lets them know if they're being charged anything or is it just their insurance that is paying everything. It lets them know if they have a deductible, or anything like that. And it lets them know exactly how we would handle that. Delinquent accounts, though, that's for like clients that are private pay or clients that do have a deductible. It explains to them and let them know that for whatever reason, if their insurance requires a deductible, that we will work with them. We will not just cut their services off. A smoking policy, it is North Carolina law. You should not, any aid or agency should not have employees in clients' homes smoking. Even if the clients say it's okay, they should not be smoking. The next one is advanced directives. Most clients don't have this, but if you give them the information, if they're interested in it, you can give them the information. If they're not, you just have them to sign it, stating that, they don't have it, but they don't want more information about it, or that they do want information about it. If they have it, you need to get it. Like if they have a DNR, this is the time that you need to get it and put it in your records. Disclosure of healthcare information, that's just to make sure that everybody that they want to have information about them is given the information with their consent and not just their information being put out everywhere. Next is the bad weather policy. You know, it's getting ready to be wintertime. We're in the fall right now. Wintertime is coming. You want to let your clients know that if the weather is bad, if it's like 6-7 feet of snow, most likely the aid is not going to get there unless they live close by. And for this agency, we care more about our employees' life than, you know, for them to go out in the snow and possibly get hurt or something like that. So with the weather policy, we let the clients know ahead of time whether we will be able to get to them so that they do have time to make arrangements. The discharge policies, there is certain things that you can automatically discharge a client for. And I'll go through those things a little bit later, but you have a discharge policy on here. The next thing would be the plan of care. The plan of care lets not only the nurse, the aide, the client know what you are supposed to be doing in there. It lets the aide and the client know what they are specifically supposed to do and the limitations that the client may have, so the aide can do her job correctly. And that is done by the RN. So it would be the RN's assessment will go and you would have that in there. Then the service plan is the plan that's in the home to let anyone that comes in look in the folder, you know exactly what the aide is doing, what services the client is receiving. The client's rights and responsibilities, that is very, very important that you know each and every client's rights. And that the clients know that they do have rights. They don't just have to go along with everything we as the agency say or everything the aide says. They do have rights. They have the right to be involved in each and every decision that's being made towards their healthcare. So quarterly reviews, that's when the nurse comes out every 3 months to make sure that the client is receiving the services that they need. If they may need to change some things, that's the time that you can do it. But you can also call at any time to say, okay, I feel like I need to get less services or I need more services. How can we go about this? You can always do that. But usually it's done at the quarterly reviews. Care plan updates, that's just to make sure that the care plan is being followed, that it meets the client's needs, and it just makes sure that everything is in order. Supervisor visits is just one more aspect of making sure that the client's getting the services that they need. Nurse's note is just notes that the nurse writes when she goes out, something happens with the client for whatever reason, they go to the hospital or whatever, the nurse is going to write a note. Quarterly review is the 3 months. You can do all of it at the same time. This just makes sure that the client care plan is up to date and that the services that are on the care plan is the services that the client actually needs. Discharge policy, not policy, but discharge form is just a form letting you know what the client's name was, the services that they're getting, the birthday, why they are leaving the company, if you gave them referral information. That's what all of this is about. And in your charts for your clients, this needs to be in there. Each one of these things are required in North Carolina in order to have a complete client packet. So if this information was helpful for you, please like, comment, share, and subscribe to my channel for more helpful hints in running the best home care agency that you can run. When you start out, it's not easy, but if you get the basics down, if you know what your policies stand for, your policies and procedures are and what they stand for, you will be fine. Each client chart needs to have this. And if you want to check it for yourself, you can go to your policy and procedure book, which is this. This is the book that you take to get your license, and you can look in your book and it will be there. It will be in here for patient client package, what you need. And I have another book somewhere. Let me see if I can find it right quick, and I can actually show it to you. I don't know if I have it here. Other book. I don't think I have it. I don't know where it is, but it's another book that's on. It's online, and it's when you first. A lot of people have it when they first get their license. They look at it and then they don't look at it no more. But I have it somewhere. I just don't know where I put it. But anyway, if you have any questions about it, drop it down in the comments. Let me see if I can find it in here. I should, yeah. Okay. These are the things that has to be maintained in a client's file. And each state may be different, but that's just for North Carolina. Take a drink of water. That's just for North Carolina. So make sure that you are reading your policies and procedures, that you are keeping up with what is going on in the field that you are in. Make sure that you stay up to date, because things change, policies change. So just make sure that you keep yourself up to date so that you won't have any issues. But the basics, you got it. You got it. You got that license. So now it's time to make that license work for you. It's time to let it work for you. And you let it work for you by giving the best services that you can give and staying in compliance. You've got to stay in compliance. You've got to keep your employee files up, your client files up. You have to make sure that you are following each step. It takes time, but once you start doing it, it'll be second nature to you. So right now I'm getting ready to put a client packet, client folder together, which is going in here. So I already met with the client, and I already have my information, and I printed out the wrong thing, but I have my information. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna mark this out so you can't see the names, and I'm gonna show you what's on a okay. So this is the authorization that I'm talking about. It will be on your computer. This is from Senior Services, so it would be on your computer so you can start your services. So let me print this out right quick, and then I'm gonna show you. But on here, it tells you the program. It tells you the name of the agency. It tells you where it's from. It'll have the client's information, when the services started, their address. It'll tell you the amount of hours that they will receive. And then it gives you a little more information, but it's basically telling you the number of hours they will receive and their times. So hold on. Yeah, it just shows the number of hours and the time. So that's that. So that's what that's it for. So now I got another one printing out for the right client, and I'm gonna put this packet together. When you do a new client orientation, you need to have, of course, your paperwork together. You definitely need to have your paperwork together. And once you get your paperwork together, you'll make a copy of each and everything that they've signed. Make sure you always give them a copy of everything that they signed with your company, so they can't say, oh, well, I never signed that, or I didn't know that. You know what is expected of the client, and the client knows what's expected of you by you doing your client packet, orientation packet. And once you do that, you can put it in any kind of folder that you want. I just use these type because they are, you know, pretty sturdy, and because most clients, you ask them for the folder, they don't even have it. So I just use something simple. I want to change it, but as of right now, this is what I'm using. When you first start out, this is a really good thing to use because these things are maybe $2 if they are that much. So they're easy to use. It's not like you getting this big expensive folder and then the client don't know where the folder is. Use something cheap. And I've been in business for 19 years and I'm still using it. So that lets you know that it works. It works for what you want to do. You can put a little sticker with your company name on it and your little business card in the inside, and then give them the information that they signed from you. Give them a copy of it so that they know what's expected of them and you know what's expected of them. So, yeah. So then on the authorization, it also gives you a little information about what services the client actually needs. So that's another thing that this gives to the client. So you have to keep that in the folder, in their folder, as far as the folder that you keep in the office. It does need to be in a locked file cabinet. It needs to be locked at all times. Even if you're in a office and, you know, nobody can get in there but you still need to have the file cabinet locked, because when state comes, they actually do want to see you go in there, unlock it, and get it. They don't want you to just walk in and get the file out, because it's supposed to be in a locked, secured file cabinet. So make sure if you ever get a visit that you don't just go open the file cabinet and just get it. Well, if they can't see you, that's one thing. But if they're looking directly at you, you make sure you unlock it, then pull it out. Don't just get it, because it's supposed to be in a locked file cabinet. So yeah, I'm just giving y'all some little city tips. And I'm going to be doing this on the regular to make sure that you guys know how to do this. So know how to do this, because it is hard. It can get overwhelming. But follow this page and we're going to get you through this every step of the way. We're going to get you through this. So make sure you like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you on the next one.